Hello, Taurus. Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. It is a reading for February. We're already looking into February of 2025. So I'm here with the Psychic Oracle, and we're here to ask a few questions about what's going to go on in the month ahead. Taurus, welcome here. If you've been here before, then welcome back. And if you're someone who's brand new and you've never been here before, welcome to this very, very large Taurus tribe here at 10 of Cups Tarot. I appreciate you. If you have never been here before, there is a subscription button down on the bottom right hand corner of this little square where I live. If you're into some shenanigans, we like to be in the comments around here, so I hope that you will stay. But if you don't, thank you so much for clicking here today. Taurus, if you're the ride or die, thanks so much for coming back. Let's find out what's going on here. So what's going on for February, for next month? I'm going to ask a few questions. The first one is going to be what's within your control in the month of February. The next question is what is without of your control? Like what is out of your control in the month of February? We're also going to look at your finances and some love as well. So first card is already out, and this is what is within your control. The universe card is the world card. And so I want to say that some of you are going to be wrapping something up in the month of February, closing a door to something, but I feel like it's like something you've been wanting to do for a while, that you've been moving toward this closing of this chapter for a while, but you've been moving slowly toward it, right? That's sort of Taurus energy. I'm a Taurus sun, right? I know that is of your energy as well, is that this is, Tauruses move really slowly, as do all the fixed signs, right? Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. So moving slowly toward a goal, which I feel is changing something. It feels like a major part of your life is over, and it could be the way that you see things, the way you think about things, but we'll clarify a little bit more and find out exactly what the world card means for you, Taurus. What is out of your control in the month of February? And whatever's out of your control, you got to just leave it alone. You got to let it take care of itself. If you can't control it, then you just need to forget about it. Easier said than done, I know. But let's talk about what is out of your control for the month of February. What's out of your control is the throat chakra. Oh no, you might have a Sagittarius placement. Look, I'm a Taurus sun, Sagittarius rising. Sometimes I stick my foot in my mouth. And so I feel like what's out of your control is not only, I feel like it's not you that's out of control. The throat chakra, it does rule Taurus, right? So usually people who have this throat chakra, Taurus is usually like a public speaker or somebody who can sing, right? There's a lot of Tauruses who are singers, actors, that kind of thing. People listen to them. So I want to say that maybe what's out of your control is the things that people say to you. Like maybe there isn't anything you're going to be able to do about that, and people are going to be saying things to you, which is out of your control. It could be that as well, but we'll clarify, of course. What about your finances? Let's find out about your finances for February, Taurus. Tell me about Taurus's finances for February 2025. We've got disruption. Okay, so there's going to be a disruption in your finances. Now, the tower isn't always bad news. It is a shakeup. It's a shift, points you in a different direction. Something that you've been building has been an illusion. It's not the way you were supposed to go. Or it's the changing of a chapter, that things are now being thrown to the ground because it's not the way that you were supposed to go. So I feel like you're going to have some sort of a shift or a change, a renovation nonetheless. I feel like something is going to shake your foundation as it pertains to your finances, which doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. It could be a good thing. We'll clarify. Tell me about love for Taurus in the month of February. We've got the base chakra. Look, this is not bad news. This is security. This is stability. This is, if you want the strength and security, you've got to secure the root, right? The root. So I feel like somebody here is securing something as it pertains to love, securing something. And by the way, the base chakra, the root chakra is red, right? So I feel like you might be securing something in love. So someone might be saying to you, look, do you want to date me exclusively? Some of you could be getting engaged. Some of you could be getting married. It's like the next step or something is being secured in love for you. Bottom of the deck, material harvest. Look, it's not bad news. I'm telling you, I've already done the readings for the monthly readings for the water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And it's the same theme that keeps carrying on, that things are about to get really good in February. I feel like January was almost a little bit of a stall, but it feels like things are going to be working a little bit more in the way that you want them to, Taurus, in the month of February here. So we've got material harvest. It's card number 9, right? So this could be the 9 of Pentacles. So stability, security, money, I feel is going to be good, which sort of offsets this disruption. Because disruption, the reason that the Tower is here is to put you on a different path that you were meant to be on. Not, maybe you're traveling a path that took you to a certain point, but maybe you hit a glass ceiling and now it's time to break through the glass ceiling. Could be that. Let's talk about tarot. Let's clarify a little bit, find out what's going on for you, Taurus, for February 2025. Tell me why the World card is here. Tell me why the universe is putting a stop to something here. A door is closing, or this is an accomplishment as well. It could be you're hitting a milestone and you are moving out of a chapter that has already been exhausted. You've done as much as you can there, and there's no more left to do. Tell me about the universe. We do have the 5 of Pentacles. You know what it is. You're closing a door to lack. You're closing a door to disconnection. You're closing a door to a place where you didn't have any security or stability. It feels like the 5 of Pentacles is closing the door on lack of finances, lack of being in lack with people, disconnected from people, feeling like you're on the outside looking in, that everybody has all the great things going on and you don't. Look at that, more 5s. So I feel like the door is also closing on indecision, that you feel like there's way too much competition out there for me to even put my hat in the ring. I don't think I want it to deal with the competition. It's indecision. It's arguing with the self. You can see somebody here is in a tug and pull with the self, right? So I feel like you're no longer going to be in indecision. No more tug and pull with the self. I feel like that is what you're leaving behind in the old chapter. It feels like a little bit of scarcity, angst. The thing is that the 5 of Wands is here with the 5 of Pentacles. And if you've been watching me long enough, you know that when 2 5s show up, for me, it's quick change. And so anything past 1 5 is usually a quick change. Tell me more. We do have the 10 of Swords. I kind of love that energy. I'm just saying, you're releasing something. You're releasing negativity. You're releasing lack. You're releasing this not being able to make a decision about things. It really does feel like, a chapter is coming to a close. And when a chapter comes to a close, we know that we always have to leave some of those things behind. And so I think that's why it's showing up as the 10 of Swords being the end of the chapter, because what you're leaving behind here, closing the door on people who have betrayed you or made you feel on the outside looking in, or make you feel like you couldn't trust yourself. I feel like it's painful, but I feel like it is also a release. Right? Now that we've gotten over the pain, now we can head to the Ace of Swords, which is new decisions, new contracts, clarity, right? One more card for Taurus. Oh, look at that. Woo! You are exiting this chapter and walking into a life of the King of Swords. Now, I know that you're an earth sign, Taurus, but I feel like this is the energy that you have captured. I feel like, when the King of Swords shows up, it's like, nah, I make the decisions. This is going to go the way I said because I have the final say. This is my life. The King of Swords energy is somebody who's the master of their domain, and the master of that domain is somebody who's very logical, honest, and truthful, very noble. Somebody who's making the decisions that are best for everyone involved and not asking anyone. This is the authority. I have the authority. I've gone through enough crap. I've gone through enough lack. Things have gone wrong for me. People have betrayed me, and all of it shined you up to being the King of Swords. Like, it feels like I'm watching, back in the medieval times, right? When they would be like, how can I say, there would be like a wheel, a stone wheel, and they would have to like press on a pedal, and then they would touch the sword to the steel, and you see all the sparks and everything flying because they were forging, right? They were forging, sharpening both ends of the sword for optimal striking force. I want to say that you come out of this really hard chapter of lack as somebody who is now in control of their destiny, someone who is living intentionally, with intent. I know what I'm doing. I'm not wandering around in the dark. I'm the authority. Woo-wee, the throat chakra is here, right? And so this is what is out of your control. Look, it almost feels like the pendulum is swinging. Maybe you are not saying anything to people who are doing wrong by you and betraying you and lying to you. And now that you are the King of Swords, now that you've got this Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth, now you're just telling people where it's at. Tell me about the throat chakra here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. This took a long time for you to find your voice. It took you a long time. I feel like it was far more comfortable for you to sit in the Four of Cups, in your comfort zone, where things are happy, all your emotions are regulated. You know, when we're sitting at home, closing ourselves off, and Taurus, you know, we do that, right? We sometimes hermit ourselves away. I feel like it's really comfortable there because you don't have to stretch yourself in any way, but nothing grows there in the comfort zone as well. I feel like you sat in the comfort zone for a really long time, not saying anything, not doing anything, because it was a comfortable place to be until you got a different perspective. And once the new perspective shows up, you become the King of Swords. You're like, no, you're not doing that to me. I make the decisions for my own life. It feels like you finally have a different perspective. You're no longer sacrificing yourself for others. You're no longer, I feel, in a pause. You no longer feel like you have to hold back or not say anything or be quiet in a group of people. It feels like what is out of your control is, in fact, the throat chakra. It feels like, Taurus, that you're going to be kicking ass and taking names here is what it feels like in February. And I don't think you're going to be doing it in a rude way because, well, the King of Swords really doesn't care how you feel about it. But nonetheless, I feel like, you know, nobody can really argue with you because you're bringing up points of fact, right? It's science, scientist, right? Doctor. They're bringing up points of fact that people can't argue. And it's because you are speaking to them not only in factual things, but you're speaking to them from experience, from your knowledge. I feel like people are going to get tired of hearing from you, Taurus, but don't let that deter you. I feel like you go from being in the Hanged Man energy where you're sacrificing yourself, but it also in this energy of, you know, I feel like you get your stability in this energy, seeing things from a different perspective, and you're like, oh, that's why that stuff had to go on in the chapter that was back there. That's why I was, things were off the chain and not working well for me. It's because it was all building me up to this place of wisdom. So I feel like you do spend some time, and I did mention the hermit early in the reading, right? That you're hermiting your energy a little bit in this Four of Cups. And so I feel like this Hanged Man energy tells me that you finally get some sort of, you finally cut yourself out of the tree, as I like to say. You get your perspective. You start telling people about the wisdom that you've gained in this chapter that was so hard back there. Tell me about the finances here. Tell me about Taurus's finances. Why will Taurus experience a disruption in finances? We've got the Ace of Pentacles, because I feel like there's a new opportunity. Look, for some of you, it could be you see that there is a job in the distance that could be quite lucrative, but it feels like it's going to be ground level, is what I'm going to say. It's going to be associate level. It's like you may have to give up your holidays, or you may have to give up something in order to be able to have this new beginning. It is going to disrupt your finances for a bit, but for those of you who have enough saved, you won't have to worry about it. The disruption does tell me, like for some of you, you could, and I'm not predicting this for you. I don't think for those of you a safe, secure job that this is going to happen to you. But for some of you, there could be a layoff, or, it feels like a new door is opening or a new opportunity is showing up. And so maybe this disruption could be in your workplace, right? Maybe there's a huge layoff. Maybe you don't get laid off, but maybe all of your cohorts do. Maybe all the people you work with get laid off. We've got the Three of Cups. It's going to work out fine for you. So if this is your scenario and something is coming to an end, something is breaking down, falling down, shaking your foundation, I feel like it works out fine for you because the Three of Cups is here. You'll have an invitation to go into a different department, or you'll have an invitation to begin a new job, or have some sort of a opportunity, I feel, that is going to be very fruitful, overflowing cups, celebratory. So I feel like this disruption that is coming here is actually not one that is going to be something that is to be afraid of, I'm going to say, because the Death card is here. And so the disruption is coming, or the Tower is showing up, because there is some sort of transformation that's needed in Taurus. Look, sometimes if the universe doesn't put their foot on your ass and push you out of the nest to the ground, you're not going anywhere, right? You might sit in that comfort zone forever. So I feel like that the Tower is here. It makes you so uncomfortable to be where you are that you end up changing because you have to. And sometimes that's the only reason people will change, is because it becomes more uncomfortable where you are than where you're going to. So I feel like that this disruption is causing transformation, which is going to be celebratory, because there's a new opportunity showing up for you here in your finances. We have the Ace of Wands. It is something that's creative, exciting, happy. Whatever it is that shows up is something that, yes, this is going to be a bit of a shit show at the beginning. I'm just going to say, when the Tower shows up, it's a shift. It's a renovation. It's something you don't expect. It's a shift of energy. But I feel like it opens up a path of something you're incredibly passionate about. And it's exciting. It's exciting for you. And I feel like with the water and the fire here, it brings balance. It's like you're being patient, through the situation. You don't freak out, Taurus, because I feel like it's all working out the way that it should. And I think this is a temporary setback is what it feels like. All right, let's talk about love and the base chakra. I feel like someone's root chakra is stabilizing itself, possibly. If you don't know how to do that, there's all sorts of information you can get from your nearest Reiki professional, or, there's a lot of information on the internet about what you can do to help stabilize your root chakra. It's healing for you. So I feel like there is, you're healing the root chakra, and it feels like it's through meditation, possibly. Somebody here has got stability of the mind. Like maybe you've been working in psychology or working on, meditation for the first 10 minutes of your day or 20 minutes in your day. But it feels like something's coming to stability here for you. We do have the High Priestess, stability of your intuition here. It does feel like with the High Priestess energy, somebody here, it really does feel like you are stabilizing the foundation so the roots can grow, is what it feels like. And the roots are this High Priestess energy. So there is somebody here who's healing the self, and it's going to open your intuition. I feel like this is a time of readying yourself for love. For somebody who, you're never going to be able to well, I'm not going to say never, but I mean, it is possible to attract somebody who's not in your vibration. But when you're not in someone's vibration, whether it's a lower, higher, or different frequency, you're not going to be able to stay in that relationship. So I feel like what you've decided to do is raise your vibration or raise your frequency in order to prepare for some sort of stable love that is going to be showing up here for you, by, releasing the base chakra. It's like your passion returns, like you have passion now. It feels like the High Priestess energy for some of you is a psychic energy, or maybe you are a tarot reader or a psychic or a medium, and it might be that you're trying to further that path through meditation. Tell me more about this. It could be love for the self for some of you as well. We do have Chariot. Yeah, it feels like once you connect with your intuitive energy, the mysterious energy of the intuition done in the silence here, it feels like this Chariot energy appears and it brings you some sort of success in love. It's what it feels like. It's like the balancing of the light horse and the dark horse, the masculine and feminine energy. And once you get everything in order, once you get everything balanced, that's when things begin to move forward here. Tell me more about Taurus and love. We have the Five of Swords. Isn't that beautiful? Look, Taurus, when the Five of Swords is in the reverse for me as a reader, is no more lack. This is something that you're resolving here. This is something that you've decided to forgive, or you're resolving moving a block, or you've decided to let go of some sort of, I feel like you were holding something against somebody. Like it feels like maybe you're letting go of a wound here and deciding I'm not going to be that person anymore. It feels like this Four of Swords is bringing the Five of Swords, like you go to the next step, which is the Five of Swords in the reverse. And it feels like you're now releasing some sort of grudge or feeling some kind of way about a situation. You're choosing to forgive somebody. That's what's giving you the movement and the victory here. I really love that. So I feel like it's because of the Five of Swords in the reverse that you're calling in some sort of love. That's what it feels like here. Let's get a couple more cards on that for you, Taurus. And it could be the love of self, but for some of you, it could be external love. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, right? 3D. That is external to you, right? The 3D Pentacles is something that you're going to invest in. And I feel like the Page of Swords is telling me that you invest because you've learned the lesson of how to balance the root or the base chakra. We do have the devil energy here. It does feel like you're very curious, I want to say, but also a little bit scared, a little bit fearful about the investment, like investing in someone else. For some of you, you are investing in the self. And I feel like the Page of Swords stands here with the sword. It's like David and Goliath is what I'm feeling the energy here. It feels like somebody here who's very small or at the beginning of their path and they're ready to slay the dragon. That's what it feels like. You're about to become a dragon slayer. So for some of you, it is self-love. And for others of you, I feel like you are healing the self or healing the root chakra so you can attract somebody who's also someone who is stable and secure in the way that they love. Oh, look at that. That's really beautiful, Taurus. You've turned yourself into the Empress. So the wisdom of what's going on here, it feels like a progression of healing, of knowledge. It feels like this is what's going on in February. Look at that. Wow, look at this. Taurus, look at this. We have the Empress, who is very well-rounded, doesn't need anything external to them, right? Provides their own food, provides their own health, provides their own money, very stable. If something shows up for me, I'll take it if it's mine, but I don't really need anything. I provide it all for myself. And the Fool energy here is saying, look at this. The Fool is opening up here, the new chapter. Hits you with the Wheel of Fortune. It's destiny that a new chapter is here because the old chapter is closed. So the new chapter is arriving, right? We've got the end of the chapter, the 21, the last card in the Major Arcana. And now you get to start a new chapter back at the Fool energy. But the Wheel of Fortune is telling me you've hit a changing point. This is a time where everything changes. February is going to be a very different month for you than January was. And for some of you, you're going to be getting an invitation for romantic love is what it looks like here. Taurus, I'm just going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I hope that you have the most beautiful February. Look at that energy. We've got the lovers here. There's a soulmate here. Taurus, I feel like a soulmate's going to appear for you in February. So be ready because you're at a turning point and everything's about to change. And you know about the C word. You hate that C word, but it's working out in your favor. Look. It's working out in your favor. We've got the third eye chakra and we've got material harvest. So it's all about to show up for you all at the same time. Ready? It's going to be a white knuckle ride. I'm going to go for now. You guys take care. Love you so much. And I'll be back because I'm always back. Have a beautiful February. Bye-bye.